Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a woman walk into a room and own it? Not because she's the loudest, not because she's the richest, but because she knows exactly who she is and where she's going. That's called vision. And when a woman leads with vision, mountains move, doors open, and history changes. But let's be real. How many times have women been told to stay in their place, to wait their turn, to not dream too big? If that advice ever worked, we wouldn't have women running businesses, leading countries, or changing the world. Tonight, I'm not just here to talk about leadership. I'm here to talk about why vision is the most powerful tool a woman can have, because if you can see it in your mind, you can make it happen in real life. And if you stay with me until the end, I promise you this, you'll walk away not just inspired, but ready to lead like never before. Let's go. Let me tell you a story about a woman who had nothing but a dream. No support, no roadmap, no guarantees. She didn't come from money, she didn't have connections, and she certainly didn't have people lining up to believe in her. But you know what she did have? Vision. A clear picture in her mind of the life she wanted to create, the impact she wanted to make, and the leader she was destined to become. She didn't wait for the right time, because the right time never comes. She didn't wait for permission, because permission was never going to be given. She simply decided, this is what I want, and I'm going after it. And that single decision, it changed everything. Vision is the most powerful tool any leader can have, especially a woman, because let's be honest, women have been told for far too long to take a step back, to be quiet, to let someone else lead. But every great woman who has ever made history, whether in business, politics, or social change, started with one thing, a vision so strong that no amount of rejection, failure, or doubt could shake it. Think about it. Every success story begins with someone seeing something that others don't. When a woman has vision, she isn't just working a job, she's building a future. She isn't just leading a team, she's shifting an entire culture. She isn't just making money, she's creating opportunities for others. But here's the thing, vision alone is not enough. You have to hold on to it when everything in your life is trying to tell you it won't happen. You have to fight for it when the world tells you to settle for less. Because let me tell you, there will be moments when doubt creeps in, moments when you question if you're good enough, if you're smart enough, if you have what it takes. And in those moments, the only thing that will keep you moving forward is the picture in your mind of where you're headed. I want you to close your eyes for a second and ask yourself, what is the life you truly want? Not the life society says you should have, not the life your family expects you to settle for. What do you see for yourself? Because if you can see it, you can work toward it. And if you can work toward it, you can make it real. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Oh no, the road will be tough. People will doubt you. You might even doubt yourself. But let me tell you what separates those who lead from those who stay stuck. The leaders are the ones who refuse to let go of their vision. So if you're sitting here today wondering if you have what it takes, let me remind you, you don't need anyone's permission to go after what's yours. You don't need a perfect plan, and you sure don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself and the vision that's already inside you. Because when a woman leads with vision, she doesn't just change her life, she changes the world. A lot of people think success comes from having the perfect plan, the right timing, or all the right connections. But let me tell you something. None of that matters if you don't have vision. Vision is what separates those who make things happen from those who just wait for things to happen. Now, here's the truth. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right moment. They wait until they feel ready, until things get easier, until someone else gives them the green light. But let me tell you what happens when you wait. You stay stuck. You keep playing small. You keep watching other people go after their dreams while you sit back, convincing yourself that one day your time will come. But here's the secret. Successful women don't wait for the right time. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create them. Think about some of the most powerful women in history. Did they wait for approval? Did they wait until everything was lined up perfectly? No, they stepped forward when it was inconvenient, when they had nothing, when the world told them they couldn't, because they understood something most people don't. Vision is more powerful than circumstance. Circumstances will always try to tell you why you can't do something. Maybe you don't have the money. Maybe you don't have the experience. Maybe people around you don't believe in your dreams. And you know what? That's fine, because vision is about seeing beyond your current reality. It's about knowing that where you are right now does not define where you're going. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine two women. The first woman looks around at her life and says, I wish things were different, but I don't have the resources, the support, or the time. So she waits. She waits for the right opportunity, the right person, the right situation. And guess what? Years pass and she's still waiting. Now, the second woman, she sees the same obstacles, but instead of waiting, she asks herself, what can I do with what I have right now? She starts small. She takes action, even when it feels uncomfortable. She finds a way, and because she refuses to be limited by her circumstances, she moves forward while the first woman stays in the same place. That's the difference. That's why vision matters. It's not about where you start, it's about what you see for yourself beyond the present moment. You see, every single person in this room has two choices. You can let your circumstances control your vision, or you can let your vision control your circumstances. And the women who lead, the women who break barriers, the women who inspire change, they're the ones who refuse to let their circumstances dictate their future. Now let me be real with you. It won't always be easy. There will be days when you question yourself. There will be moments when you wonder if you're crazy for believing in something that nobody else can see. But that's what makes vision so powerful. It allows you to hold on to something greater than your present reality. So if you're facing challenges right now, if you feel stuck, if you feel like everything is working against you, I want you to ask yourself one question. What do you see for yourself? Not what do other people see, not what your circumstances tell you, but what do you see? Because that vision, that dream, that goal is what will carry you through the tough times. And let me tell you something else. When a woman leads with vision, she doesn't just change her own life. She changes the lives of everyone around her, her children, her family, her community. When a woman decides she's not going to let her circumstances define her, she becomes unstoppable. So today, make a decision. Stop waiting. Stop looking for the perfect moment. Stop letting fear and doubt hold you back. Step forward with your vision, no matter what the circumstances look like, because when you do, you'll realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that you can have it. Confidence It's the one thing everybody says you need to be successful. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's something you create by showing up, taking action, and proving to yourself that you are capable. Too many women hold themselves back because they think they need to have it all figured out before they take the first step. They wait until they feel ready, until they feel strong enough, until they feel confident enough. But let me tell you something. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from action. Think about a baby learning to walk. When a baby takes those first steps, do they do it perfectly? No. They stumble, they fall, they get back up, and with every step, they get a little better, a little stronger, a little more sure of themselves. That's exactly how confidence works. You don't just wake up one day feeling powerful and fearless. You build that power by pushing through fear, by taking risks, by doing things that make you uncomfortable until one day you look back and realize you're not the same person you were before. The biggest mistake people make is thinking confidence is something you either have or you don't. That's not true. The women you see leading businesses, standing on stages, making an impact, they weren't always that confident. They had doubts, they had fears, they had moments where they wanted to quit, but they kept going. And with every step forward, their confidence grew. Now, let's talk about the other mistake people make. They think confidence comes from what other people say, from getting approval, from hearing you're doing great, from having someone tell them they're good enough. But if your confidence is built on what others think, it's not real confidence, it's permission. And if you're waiting for permission, you'll be waiting your whole life. You don't need anyone to tell you you're good enough. You don't need anyone to validate your dreams. You just need to decide that you're going to believe in yourself, even when it feels hard, even when you're not sure, even when the doubts creep in. Because let me tell you, the most powerful women in the world, they still have doubts. They still get nervous. The difference is they don't let those doubts stop them. So how do you build confidence? You start by doing the things that scare you. You start by showing up even when you feel like you don't belong. You start by taking action before you feel ready. Because confidence isn't about knowing you won't fail. It's about knowing that even if you fail, you'll get back up. The reason so many women feel stuck is because they're waiting to feel confident before they take action. But what they don't realize is that the action comes first. You're never going to feel 100% ready. You're never going to feel completely fearless. But if you start, if you take the first step, if you put yourself out there, that's when the confidence comes. Think about the first time you did something new. Maybe it was speaking in front of a group. Maybe it was starting a business. Maybe it was standing up for yourself in a situation where you would have normally stayed quiet. That first time was scary. You probably felt unsure. But after you did it once, the next time was a little easier. And the time after that, even easier. That's how confidence is built. Step by step, action by action. And let me tell you, there's nothing more powerful than a woman who believes in herself. A woman who walks into a room knowing she belongs. A woman who doesn't need permission to take up space, to use her voice, to lead. That kind of confidence is magnetic, it opens doors, it changes lives. So today, stop waiting, stop doubting yourself, stop thinking you need to have all the answers before you start. Confidence is built, not born. And the only way to build it, take the first step before you feel ready. Let's talk about failure. It's the one thing that stops more dreams than anything else. The fear of it, the pain of it, the thought that if you fail, it means you weren't good enough. But let me tell you something. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. It is the lesson. And the women who truly lead, who truly make an impact, are the ones who understand that failure is not a reason to stop. It's a reason to keep going. Think about the most successful women you know. The ones who broke barriers, built businesses, and changed the game. Do you think they got there without failing? Not a chance. Every single one of them has a story of failure. A moment when they tried and it didn't work. A moment when they put everything on the line and it fell apart. But here's the difference. They didn't let failure define them. They used it. They learned from it, and they came back stronger. See, most people don't understand failure. They think if something doesn't work, it means they weren't meant for it, that they should give up. But failure doesn't mean stop. It means adjust. It means learn. It means get better. The problem is we've been taught to fear failure. We've been told that if we mess up, if we don't get it right the first time, it's over. But let me ask you this. When a baby is learning to walk and they fall, do we tell them, well, I guess walking isn't for you? No. We encourage them to get back up. We cheer them on. We know that falling is part of learning to walk. So why, as adults, do we think failure means we should quit? Why do we think if we try something and it doesn't work, it means we're not good enough? That's not how success works. That's not how leadership works. The truth is, failure is the greatest teacher you will ever have. It shows you what works and what doesn't. It forces you to grow. It builds resilience. And resilience, that's the key to leadership. Because the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, it's not intelligence, it's not luck, it's the willingness to keep going when things get hard. Now, let me be real with you. Failure doesn't feel good. It's frustrating. It hurts. It can shake your confidence. But the only way to truly fail is to quit. As long as you keep moving, keep learning, keep adjusting, you are still in the game. Think about the women who came before us, the ones who fought for their rights, who stood up when the world told them to sit down, who kept pushing forward when nobody believed in them. Do you think they didn't fail? Of course they did. But they didn't let that failure stop them. They took those setbacks and turned them into comebacks. So if you've failed before, if you've hit a wall, if you felt like giving up, let me tell you this. You are not alone. Every leader has been there. Every successful person has faced moments when they wanted to quit. But the ones who make it, they are the ones who refuse to stay down. The next time you fail, I want you to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this? Because the women who lead, the women who make history are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never stop. You don't have to be perfect to be successful. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to get back up every single time. Because at the end of the day, failure is not what defines you. What defines you is what you do next. Let's talk about something that changes everything. Supporting other women. Too often, people believe success is a competition, like there's only room for a few at the top. But that's not true. Success is not a pie. Someone else winning doesn't mean there's less for you. In fact, the more women who rise, the more opportunities we create for each other. You see, leadership is not just about getting ahead. It's about lifting others as you climb. The most powerful women in the world didn't get there alone. They had mentors, supporters, and people who believed in them when they didn't yet believe in themselves. And now it's their responsibility and ours to do the same for the next generation. But let's be honest, sometimes women are taught to compete with each other instead of supporting one another. Society tries to make us believe there's only room for one woman at the table, so we end up tearing each other down instead of building each other up. That needs to change. Because when women support each other, incredible things happen. We grow stronger, we break barriers, we change the world. Think about it. Every successful woman you admire got where she is because someone at some point gave her a chance, offered guidance, or believed in her potential. Maybe it was a teacher, a boss, a friend, or even a stranger who saw something special in her. That one act of support could change the course of her life. And now you have the power to do the same for someone else. Supporting other women doesn't take anything away from you. In fact, it does the opposite. It expands your opportunities. It strengthens your network. It creates a community of powerful, capable women who will stand by you when you need them. Because let me tell you something. There will be moments when you need that support. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when you face obstacles, when you wonder if you're strong enough to keep going. And in those moments, the women you supported will be the ones who lift you back up. We've all been in situations where we felt like we didn't belong, where we felt overlooked, underestimated, or undervalued. Imagine if in those moments, another woman stepped up and said, "I see you, I believe in you, you belong here." That kind of support can be life-changing. And the beautiful thing is, you have the power to be that person for someone else. So how do we do this? How do we actively support other women? It starts with small, intentional actions. Speak up for a woman in a meeting when her ideas are overlooked. Offer encouragement to a woman who is just starting out. Share opportunities, connections, and advice. Instead of seeing other women as competition, see them as allies. And let's talk about mentorship, because that's a game changer. If you've learned something valuable in your journey, share that knowledge with another woman. If you've faced obstacles and found a way through, help someone else navigate those same challenges. Be the mentor you wish you had, because lifting others up doesn't just help them, it helps all of us. Now, here's the most important part. When you support other women, you create a cycle. The woman you help today will go on to help someone else tomorrow. And that's how real change happens. One woman reaching back to lift another again and again until we are all standing at the top together. So today, I challenge you, be that woman who supports other women. Be the one who celebrates their success, who amplifies their voices, who reminds them of their worth. Because when women stand together, there is no limit to what we can achieve. The world needs women who lead with vision, women who don't just follow the path that's already been paved, but create new ones, women who see beyond the present, beyond the limitations, beyond what people say is possible. Because leadership is not just about power or position, it's about having a clear vision for the future and the courage to make it a reality. A true leader doesn't just react to what's happening. She anticipates, she thinks ahead, she imagines what could be, and then takes the steps to make it happen. And let me tell you, that kind of leadership isn't easy. It requires boldness, it requires resilience, and most of all, it requires belief. Belief in your vision even when no one else can see it yet. History is full of women who led with vision, women who saw possibilities when others only saw obstacles, women who dared to challenge the status quo. They weren't always the loudest in the room. They weren't always the ones people expected to lead, but they had a vision so strong that nothing, not rejection, not failure, not criticism, could shake them. And that's what leadership is. It's not about waiting for permission. It's not about following the crowd. It's about seeing something bigger, something better, and moving toward it, even when others doubt you, especially when others doubt you. Because let's be real, the moment you step up with a vision, there will be people who question you. There will be people who tell you to stay in your lane, to wait your turn, to lower your expectations. But visionaries don't wait for approval. They don't wait until the road is clear. They walk forward even when the path is uncertain, because they know that leadership isn't about comfort, it's about impact. Having a vision means being willing to take risks. It means making decisions that others might not understand. It means leading people into the unknown even when they resist. And that's not easy, because when you have a big vision, you will face resistance. You will have moments of doubt, but the key is to keep moving forward, to trust in what you see even before it becomes reality. Think about every major change in history, every breakthrough, every movement, every innovation. It all started with someone who had a vision, someone who saw something different and refused to let go of that dream. That's the power of vision. It creates change. It inspires action. It pushes boundaries. But here's the thing. Vision alone is not enough. You have to act on it. You have to turn ideas into steps, into progress, into results. Because a vision without action is just a dream. Real leaders don't just talk about what they want to see, they build it. They work for it. They fight for it. And if you're sitting here thinking, but I don't have a big vision, let me tell you this. Every woman has something inside of her, a purpose, a passion, a change she wants to see in the world. Maybe it's in business, maybe it's in your community, maybe it's in your family. Whatever it is, don't ignore it. Don't push it aside because you think you're not ready. Because vision isn't about having all the answers right now. It's about knowing where you want to go and taking the first step. It's about believing in something greater than yourself and being willing to do the work to bring it to life. The world needs women who are willing to lead, women who see possibilities where others see problems, women who won't settle for what is, but will push toward what could be. If that's you, and I know it is, then don't wait. Step up, speak out, lead with vision, because the future is shaped by those who dare to see it before anyone else does.